What's happening with Alex and Cole? You guys know where you stand now, right?
Everybody's been through so much. Just not the right time.
My Life with the Walter Boys Season 4 has officially begun production, and the first look at what is coming to Silver Falls in 2027 has raised questions that are going to keep the entire fan base awake until Netflix drops the trailer. The Season 3 finale delivered 3 simultaneous cliffhangers in its final minutes, each one more devastating than the last, and the evidence from everything showrunner Melanie Halsall has said since the finale aired tells the audience that Season 4 is not going to take its time getting to the answers. Is Cole Walter going to survive the crash that Danvers caused on that road, and does the severity of his injuries change the love triangle permanently? Will Jackie Howard follow through on the kiss she began with Eliot at the community center celebration, or does something stop her at the exact moment she realizes that Cole is not coming? Has Alex Walter burned his chance with Kiley so completely that Dylan now has an unobstructed path to keeping her, or does Kiley's door slam mean something different from what it appeared? What does Halsall mean when she promises delicious, romantic, sexy, and messy stories? And which of those 4 words should fans be most afraid of? And with filming running from July 27th through November 20th in Calgary, is the Season 4 trailer already closer than anyone is expecting? Every one of those questions has an answer, and this breakdown covers all of them. If this channel covers the shows that run your life, hit subscribe and drop a like. Every new Walter Boys breakdown drops here first, and you do not want to be the last one in the room who knows what is coming. The single most important moment in the Season 3 finale is not the crash, it is the text. Jackie Howard sent Cole a thank you message about the community annex repairs he had quietly organized and funded for her, and Cole received that message while he was standing on the edge of a decision that had nothing to do with Jackie and everything to do with what he believed his life without her had to look like. He had been racing for weeks, buying a 1981 Z28 Camaro, fixing it up at Tony's auto shop, earning Mac's trust on the track, building an identity around speed, because speed does not ask you to be the right person for anyone. Cole had broken up with Jackie because he convinced himself that she deserved the academic future and the New York possibility that he could not give her. And drag racing was the thing he chose to replace what he gave away. The moment that thank you text landed, everything shifted. Cole abandoned the race qualifier. He left Danvers at the starting line with a cash prize on the table and drove toward the community center instead, heading toward Jackie for the first time in weeks, with nothing prepared, no plan, no speech, just the knowledge that he had made a mistake and needed to correct it before it became permanent. What makes that decision so emotionally significant is not just what Cole does, but what it costs him to do it. He had spent an entire season building a version of himself that did not need Jackie. He had found something he was good at, something that gave him a sense of forward motion when everything else in his life felt stalled. Walking away from Danvers and the prize money in the final minute of the qualifier was not a small thing. It was Cole Walter publicly admitting, to himself and to Mac and to Danvers, that he had been wrong about what mattered more. The evidence from how the show has depicted Cole's emotional arc across 3 seasons tells the audience that this is the first time he has made a sacrifice for Jackie that she actually witnesses, or would have witnessed, if Danvers had not followed him. However, unfortunately, Danvers did not take the abandonment calmly. He followed Cole onto the road, rammed his car from behind, multiple times, and the final impact sent Cole's vehicle off the road and into a series of flips that the camera holds on for exactly long enough to make every viewer's stomach drop before the credits roll. The evidence from Halsall's own words on the Netflix Tudum page, where she said she hoped Cole was all right for Season 4, is the single most carefully worded non-answer in the history of this show, and the audience knows it. The most likely explanation for Cole's physical condition at the start of Season 4 comes directly from what the show has established about its own storytelling rules across 3 seasons. My Life with the Walter Boys does not kill its central characters, and Noah Lalonde is confirmed to be returning for Season 4 with the core cast. The evidence from the production announcement, the Netflix August 5th update confirming filming is underway, and the cast confirmation that includes Lalonde alongside Nikki Rodriguez and Ashby Gentry, all point to Cole surviving the crash. However, unfortunately, surviving and being uninjured are two entirely different things, and the evidence from Halsall's confirmed creative direction for Season 4, which she described to Swoon as picking up close to where Season 3 ends with no time jump, suggests that the aftermath of the crash is going to be the emotional opening of the season, rather than something resolved off-screen. Cole injured in a hospital bed is a fundamentally different situation for the love triangle than Cole walking back into Jackie's life on his own terms. It shifts the power dynamic. It forces Jackie into a position where her feelings about Cole have to be reckoned with at exactly the moment she cannot pretend they do not exist, and it positions Eliot as the man who is present and functional and available at precisely the moment Cole is absent and hurt and unable to show up for himself. The evidence strongly suggests that Season 4's first episode is going to be the cruelest version of the love triangle the show has ever constructed, not because anyone is being deliberately manipulative, but because the timing is simply catastrophic for everyone involved. The theory that changes the entire emotional architecture of Season 4 is the one about Eliot, and the evidence from the Season 3 finale makes it impossible to reduce him to a simple obstacle or a rebound. Naveen Pathak's Eliot is not a new character arriving from nowhere to complicate things. He is Jackie's childhood friend from New York, a person who knew her before Silver Falls, before the Walters, before she became the person she has had to become in the wake of losing her family. He represents the version of Jackie's life that might have continued if the accident had not happened, the version where she stayed in New York and pursued her academic path without complication or heartbreak, or the specific weight of loving someone whose world does not easily accommodate hers. The kiss that begins between Jackie and Eliot at the community center celebration is not just romantic tension, it is the franchise's clearest statement yet about the choice Jackie has been avoiding since Season 1. Does she build her future toward the life she was supposed to have, or toward the life she has actually built? The evidence from Halsall's interviews suggests that Eliot's role is going to expand significantly in Season 4, and that Jackie's chemistry with him is going to be given enough genuine weight to make the choice feel real rather than predetermined. That is a different promise from what this show has made before. Season 1 and Season 2 both positioned their love triangle as having a gravitational center. The audience always knew, on some level, that Cole was where Jackie's story was heading, even when Alex was in the frame. Season 3 was the first season where that gravitational pull was genuinely destabilized. Eliot does not arrive as an obstacle to Jackie and Cole. He arrives as someone who knew Jackie before she was the person Silver Falls made her, and that specific kind of intimacy, the intimacy of shared history, is something neither Cole nor Alex can replicate. However, unfortunately, the specific detail that complicates every calculation about Jackie and Eliot is that Jackie's thank you text to Cole, the message that sent him racing toward her and into Danvers' path, tells the audience that her feelings for Cole were not finished before the kiss with Eliot began. She sent that text because she wanted him to know. And Season 4 is the season where the consequence of that timing becomes the central question of Jackie Howard's life. But the theory that the Season 4 trailer has planted most firmly in the fanbase's collective imagination is the one about Dylan, and the evidence from Season 3 shows a character who has been operating as a quiet antagonist with significantly more strategic intelligence than anyone has fully credited. Dylan told Mac where to find Cole street racing. Dylan took back Myrtle, the car Cole had been using on the track, at the most damaging possible moment. Dylan's timing across Season 3 has been precise and effective in ways that go beyond jealous rivalry, and the evidence from how the show typically structures its antagonists suggests that Season 4 is going to give Dylan a more fully realized arc than Silver Falls' designated love triangle obstacle usually receives. Dylan's manipulation of the Cole situation was not impulsive, it was deliberate, it was patient, and it achieved exactly what he wanted, without Dylan ever needing to do anything that looks, on the surface, like a direct attack. The most logical conclusion from that pattern is that Dylan, in Season 4, is going to deploy the same approach against Alex's attempt to repair things with Kiley, and that the door Kiley slammed in Alex's face at the end of Season 3 was a door Dylan helped shut from the other side, without either Alex or Kiley fully understanding how it closed. While the main love triangles dominate the Season 4 setup, there is another storyline building quietly in the background that every fan needs to pay attention to, and it belongs to Alex himself. Ashby Gentry's Alex has evolved more dramatically across 3 seasons than any other character in this series. Season 1's sweet bookworm who fell hard for Jackie has become someone who has survived the loss of that relationship, thrown himself into saddle bronc riding, navigated a love triangle of his own making, and arrived at the Season 3 finale having finally understood what he actually wants. The kiss he initiated with Kiley, the childhood friend whose feelings for him the audience has been watching build since Season 2, was the most emotionally honest moment Alex has had in the entire series. However, unfortunately, the evidence from how the show handles Alex's most important moments is that he almost always makes the right decision too late, and the wrong decision at exactly the moment it matters. Halsall confirmed to Swoon that she has wanted to write this specific storyline, Alex and Kiley, since the moment she first introduced the character, and that the emotional depth available in a childhood friendship becoming something romantic is exactly the kind of sophistication and maturity she described as the direction Season 4 is continuing. The evidence from the Season 3 finale's final image of Alex, Kiley's door closed between them, Dylan presumably on the other side, tells the audience that the road to Kiley in Season 4 is going to be the longest and most genuinely difficult romantic arc the show has ever attempted. What gives this storyline its specific emotional weight is that Kiley's feelings for Alex are not new. They have been building since Season 2, visible to the audience before Alex could see them himself. Kiley has been patient in the way that only someone who genuinely loves a person and genuinely respects them can be patient, not passive, but present. She has watched Alex choose other things and other people without letting it destroy the friendship, and Season 3 is the season where that patience finally ran out. When she slammed the door, she was not performing anger. She was protecting herself from a man who keeps arriving at the wrong moment and expecting the door to still be open. Season 4 is the season where Alex has to reckon with whether he has the consistency and the courage to deserve the door being opened again, and the evidence from how Halsall has described the Season 4 tone, sophistication, maturity, continuing what worked in Season 3, strongly suggests that Kiley is not going to make it easy or quick. The secondary element of Season 4 that every fan of this show knows is coming, even without an official trailer, is the new faces. Every season of My Life with the Walter Boys has introduced characters who reshape the existing dynamics in ways the audience never fully anticipates, and the evidence from the confirmed production announcement and the casting notes that have already emerged from Calgary point toward at least one significant new arrival in the Season 4 cast. Halsall herself told Netflix that the show has so many new stories to tell, and the specific words she used, delicious, romantic, sexy, and messy, suggest that the new characters arriving in Silver Falls in Season 4 are not going to be simple antagonists or simple love interests, but people with their own full histories and complications. The evidence from how Season 3 introduced Eliot, not as a villain but as a genuine alternative with real emotional weight, strongly suggests that Season 4's new arrivals are going to receive the same sophisticated treatment, and that the show is deliberately moving away from the simple bad guy model of romantic obstacle toward something messier and more realistic. However, unfortunately, the word messy in Halsall's description is the one that should concern fans most, because messy in the Walter Boys universe has always meant that the characters they love are going to make choices that are frustrating and recognizably human and impossible to reduce to a simple right or wrong answer. The evidence from the trajectory of Jackie's arc across 3 seasons, each season ending with her in a more complicated position than she was in when it started, suggests that Season 4 is not building toward a resolution of the love triangle. It is building toward the most tangled version of it the show has ever constructed, and the new characters arriving in Calgary are almost certainly going to be the threads that make the knot tighter before anyone finds a way to begin untying it. The evidence from what's on Netflix confirmed that the show remains in the global top 10, with viewership holding exceptionally strong from Season 3's debut, which means the audience Halsall is writing for in Season 4 is larger than it has ever been before. After everything the Season 3 finale set up and everything the confirmed Season 4 production details have revealed, the question every fan is focused on is the simplest: when does this actually arrive, and how long is the wait? The evidence from the production timeline is encouraging. Filming began July 27, 2026, and is scheduled to wrap November 20, 2026, according to what's on Netflix. That production window, combined with the pattern established by previous seasons, Season 3 was announced in May 2025 and premiered August 6, 2026, points toward an August 2027 premiere as the most likely target. Netflix has confirmed a 2027 release window without specifying a month. TechRadar noted that the Season 3 trailer arrived in mid-July 2026, approximately 4 weeks before the August premiere, which suggests the Season 4 trailer will land around July 2027 if the August pattern holds. The show has amassed over 130 million views across its first 2 seasons combined, spent 15 weeks in the global top 10, and Season 3 debuted to stellar numbers, with viewership holding exceptionally strong in the global top 10. Netflix renewed Season 4 before Season 3 had even aired its first episode, which is the clearest possible institutional statement about the confidence the streamer has in this show's future. Based on everything the production timeline confirms and everything Halsall has described about the creative direction of Season 4, the 2027 premiere is going to be the most anticipated installment in the series' history, and the trailer, when it arrives, is going to answer the question that every fan has been carrying since the credits rolled on Cole's flipping car. Now the conversation moves to the fans. The debates are running on every platform, and 3 questions need answering before the Season 4 trailer drops. Does Cole's crash leave him with injuries serious enough to affect his relationship with Jackie in a way that goes beyond the emotional complications of the love triangle? And if Season 4 opens with him in a hospital, is that the moment Jackie stops pretending she is not in love with him? Is Eliot genuinely an equal romantic alternative who could give Season 4 a real 3-way split in the audience's loyalties? Or is he a compelling detour that the show uses to make Cole's eventual return to Jackie feel earned rather than inevitable? And the question that the Dylan arc has been building toward since he first started making quiet, strategic moves against the people around him, when Alex finally confronts Dylan about the manipulation that has been keeping him from Kiley, does Silver Falls see the most explosive confrontation this show has ever produced, or does Dylan find a way to flip the confrontation into something that makes Alex look like the problem? The video on screen covers everything else fans absolutely need to know before the Season 4 trailer arrives.